It's me, Terri, of the Yarn Joy Podcast. Welcome back to another episode of Crafting with Friends. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope everybody had a great weekend. On Saturday, I had the ladies' craft day that I go to. Well, it's monthly. I don't always am able to go once a month, but I try to go whenever, as often as I can. But anyway, so did get to go, and I had such a great time. And I was thinking, well, what am I going to take to work on? Well, I decided to take the project for Crafting with Friends to work on, which is the sapling baby sampler blanket. And so I finished it. So yay! So I'm so glad that I finished it. And so let me show you that. This was a blanket that I was doing with the mandala, the Lime Brand mandala cakes in the Sprite colorway. And I had 2 cakes, and I used them up, all of them. And then I had I think I had five more rows. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I had 5 more rows, and I had already decided that I was going to add white to finish out the rest to make it like a wide border. And so I had 5 more rows to go, but I really wanted to get that 1 more row completed, and I was not able to. I got about halfway around, I guess, and I ran out of yarn. Well, luckily I found let me show you. So here it is. I'm loving the color. Look at it. It turned out so pretty, I think. And so I ended up with this gold type color right here at the end. And I was thinking, well, the next color in the sequence is the orange. So I looked on my craft cart back here, and I had a little ball of DK weight, this bright orange, and it wasn't exactly like the orange, this orange, but I thought it was close enough. And so I started using that to try to finish up the round. And I got to I had about so many inches, something like that, left. And I was like, oh no, I ran out. And so I happened to find this little square that I had made. And it was on the craft cart also. And so I took it apart, pulled out a whole bunch of it, and used it. So I scavenged, is that the word? But I was able to finish that round. So yay. And then I got the white, which I think it's Bernat Softy Baby, and I ended using that for the last 4 rounds, and I like it. It makes it look like that it was meant to be that way, like it was a border, So yeah, I really like this. I can see myself making this again in the future. It's got all these different stitches, so it doesn't, you don't get bored with it. And the fact that it's got different stitches, plus if you're using a self-striping yarn, the yarn is changing color, and so that will hold your interest, or did me. And then, like I said, then even the different stitches, and that held my interest. So I'm definitely going to be doing this again. I already have some yarn picked out that I think I'm going to use whenever I decide to make another one. And so now I did take a picture of it. I laid it out on the floor and took a picture. So here is the picture. I'll insert it right here. And of course, my camera, I tried my best. I'm not the best photographer, and I'm not an expert with my camera. So I tried my best as far as to get the colors right, but they're not quite right. It's much prettier, I think, in person. I don't even know if you're seeing the correct colors on the screen. I mean, with this, but I'm hoping you are. So pretty and so fun. Oh, and so I didn't measure it. I think it's about 36 inches, I think. But if I blocked it, it would even be better. Yeah, if I blocked it, I think, because if you saw in the picture, the sides go in just a smidgen, And so I think if I went ahead and took the time to block it, that would make the stitches even better, and it would be a little bit larger as well. Anyway, there is my what is it, sapling baby sampler blanket. And so now I am ready. And now I will put a link down below in the description box for this pattern. It is free pattern. I think it's free. Yeah, free download on Ravelry. Okay. Yeah, so I will put it. The designer is Elizabeth Moreno, I think. Oh, no, it's not. Well, it's on Ravelry, but it takes you to the website. The website is called bizzycrochet.com, I think, Bizzy. And I will link that. I'll find that link to that particular website so you can go straight there. But yeah, anyway, I really enjoyed it. It was fun. And there are a few viewers. I know there is one person. I'm thinking maybe more than one. Oh, I feel bad now. I know there's one person and she posted a picture of it. And so let me go ahead and pop that picture in right here. That is Misty. And she did this. In fact, she finished hers before I finished mine. But I love the way she did her colors. She, I think, ran out of some of her yarn and the yarn that she was using. And so she improvised as well. And she put some other colors on there. Anyway, I love her picture, her project. I think it turned out really great. Thank you, Misty, for sharing the picture over on the Facebook page, okay? So let me check right quick because now I'm trying to remember if there was somebody else. So let me check right quick and I'll be right back. Okay, yes, I knew there was somebody else that had also posted a picture of this particular baby blanket that they're working on, and it is Kim. Sorry, Kim, that I had forgotten. I had to go check again, but anyway, here is Kim's picture. So here, I'm popping it in here. So yeah, Kim is working on the blanket as well. This is Kim Loves Artie here on YouTube. But I will, yeah, there's her picture. And I like the colorway that she's using. I don't think she's quite finished with her. She's getting close. And so that is the updated picture that I have, or the most recent picture that I have of it. I don't think she has a newer one. But anyway, thank you, Kim, for participating with me along, making this blanket. So yeah, I wanted to go ahead and make sure that I shared everybody's picture that had posted, okay? So there you go. Thank you, ladies, and anybody else that was doing the blanket along with me. I really enjoyed this project, and I'm definitely going to be making another one. Okay, so since I am finished with that Crafting with Friends project, that means that I need to pick out another one. And so I went through my list of blankets here. Let's see, in my book right here. This is Stitch Your Library Goals for 2024, and I had 11 different blanket projects that I put down, and I had made a video at the beginning of the year of the ones that I would like to make or try to make this year. And it was actually supposed to be like a make 9, and it ended up being 11 that I wrote down. Well, so as I've been doing them, I've been checking them off. So far, I've done the Felix blanket, so I checked that one off. I've done the Log Cabin Granny, which I didn't do it on Crafting with Friends, but I did it on my Thursday videos, okay? And then, of course, I've done the Victoria's German Shells. I just made that one right before I did this one. And then I got to check off the Sapling Baby Blanket. So that one's, I'm on track with those. I am working on the Diagonal Chevron Lapgan. I'm doing that on my Thursday videos. In fact, I haven't worked on it all since last Thursday. So I need to work on that today or this evening, so then I'll have some progress for tomorrow. But anyway, so that's in progress. And so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, wait, 1, 2, 3, no, not count that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 on the list that I was talking about wanting to make, right? I've made 4 plus the one I'm working on now that's in progress. Yes. Okay. So I was looking through there, and I know that everybody enjoyed voting on my last 2 projects, and so I thought I would do that again. So in today's video, I'm going to present the next two choices. Now, I will be making both of these, but you are going to vote and tell me which one to make first, okay? And then I'll make the second one, okay? So, I picked out two, and I already picked out yarn for it, so I can show you the yarn that I plan to use, okay? And then, of course, I will pop in pictures so then you can see of these two blankets and what they look like, okay? So blanket number one is the Smooth Sailing Blanket, and it is by Nana's. I was about to say my computer, I had it on the screen and went to sleep. Let me wake it up. It's Nana's Crochet Creations, I think. Come on, wake up. Yes. Okay, so it's Nana's Crochet Creations, and this is a filet crochet baby blanket. It is called Smooth Sailing, and if you remember, a few months ago, I did one that had ducks, that it was worked into the project, but it was a filet crochet, it looked like ducks, and so that was one of her blankets. And I also did one that had hearts, I think. And it was one of her blankets. Well, this is another one. Now, this is a paid-for pattern. She had a special where you bought, I don't remember how many, like 3, and you got 1 free, or I don't know. But it is a paid-for pattern. I will link it down below in the description box. But anyway, it's called the Smooth Sailing Blanket, and it is sailboats. And I just thought it was so cute, and I really need to get a boy's blanket in my supply baby blankets that I have. And so this is the color I decided to use, okay? So let me go ahead and I'll pop the picture in. So here's the picture right here. Okay, so there you go. It is sailboats. I can't remember how many across it is. I haven't printed the pattern out yet. I will print it because it'll probably have a chart maybe. Anyway, so there it is, got sailboats, okay? So I was thinking I would just do it in a solid, and now that picture I showed you, she had used some type of mandala yarn. I'm looking at the picture on the computer because it was a self-striping. Well, I'm going to be using, I looked at my 3-weight yarns because I was thinking I wanted to do it in a solid light blue color, and so I've got several skeins and pieces of skeins of light blue, but they were like all different brands. I held them next to each other. They're all different shades. They don't match at all. And I'm thinking I wasn't going to have enough of the one blue that actually matched to use that. And so I did find this, and this is Pound of Love, Lion Brand, Pound of Love. It is a 4-weight yarn, but it's thin. It's thin. It's a thin 4. And so I think this will be fine to use this even though it calls for a DK weight yarn. Like I said, this is a pretty thin 4, so I think this will be fine. Yeah, it's a number 4. It is, Lion Brand 1 pound. I think it's just called, Pastel Blue is what it's called. And so that's I'm gonna be using, okay? I think this was part of that big yarn blessing that I got last year, that lady that gave me all that yarn. I think that's where this came from. Anyway, so this is my plan for that one, the Smooth Sailing Baby Blanket by Nana's Crochet Creations on Ravelry. And then, so that is blanket number 1, if you think I should make that one next, okay? And then I was trying to figure out, well, what do I do for blanket number 2? I was picking off that list. And so I decided to, I thought about doing a different one that's on the list, but then I was in there looking for the yarn ahead of time for it, and I just nothing was really speaking to me as far as which one to use for that blanket for right now. I don't know why. So I thought, okay, well, let's do something different. Let's pick something different. And so this is for blanket number 2. I'm going to be doing the choice is the In a Tizzy blanket, and is from a website called everytrickonthehook.com. It is a free pattern, and she has well, I don't know if it's written, but she has tutorials, okay, and it's in parts, and maybe it was a crochet along, I don't know. Yeah, I think it was. But anyway, I'll link it down below in the description box. But in the meantime, I will post a picture. So here is the In a Tizzy blanket right here. Okay, isn't that awesome? A lot of color work, I love it. So that is a, she used, in that picture, she used Lion Brand Ombre yarn. And so when I was looking at the, so I was looking at the pattern to figure out, well, how much yarn would I need? And I don't have any Lion Brand Ombre yarn, for one thing. And she said something about that she used 5 cakes of it. And so I thought the Lion Brand Ombre yarn was the same yardage as the Lion Brand Mandala yarn, but it's not. The Lion Brand, because any of my Mandala yarns, well, some of them I only have 2 cakes of, and then I had a couple of colorways, I think, yeah, that I've got 3 cakes of, but that's it, okay? And so she said, oh, that she used 5 cakes, and I thought, oh, well, I don't have 5 cakes of a particular colorway for that. Well, I looked at the ombre yarn, and it's smaller cakes than the mandala, yardage wise. And so I worked out the yardage for those 5 cakes of the ombre yarn, and equivalent to what the Lion Brand mandala is, and it's equivalent to 2.9 something cakes. So like almost 3 cakes, a little bit left, and that's perfect. And so the colorway I picked out to do that In a Tizzy blanket is Troll. I picked this out. I remember when the color first came out, and I thought, oh, it's so pretty. And I have never, you know, I thought, oh, it's so pretty, but it's a dark color to use, I thought, for a baby blanket. But then I thought, well, this would be a fun blanket. It turns out to be, I think, 40 inches square. That's what hers came out to be. And I think it's probably one of those where you can make it as big as you want. You just keep repeating. And if you saw in the picture, it was made by using 4 triangles, and then you put them together, I think. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. And so I think it would be a cute youth blanket, you know. So yeah, or lapgan, 40 inches-ish. Now, I crochet tightly, so I don't know. I don't even know if tightly. I used tightly yesterday in that tutorial I did yesterday, which was really long. I'm so sorry that it turned out that long. But anyway, I don't even know. Is tightly? I crochet tightly. Is that a word? Anyway. My tension's pretty tight, so I don't know. It may not be 40 inches, but anyway, it could be a kid's blanket. I can think of like unicorn colors or something. Anyway, I think it's going to be pretty in this colorway. So it's Lion Brand Mandala in the colorway Troll, and I have 3 of them, so that should be perfect for that project. So blanket number 1 is the sailboat fillet, sailboats, smooth sailing blanket, and blanket number 2 is the In a Tizzy blanket made with the 4 triangles, and then you stitch them together. I think that's how it works. So there. So comment down below in the description box which one you want me to do first, because I'm going to do both of them. But do you want me to start the blanket number 1, the sailboats, first? Or do you want me to do the In a Tizzy blanket number 2? So in the comments down below, just put, you know, blanket number 1 or blanket number 2. And I would love for any of you to crochet the projects along with me. It's so much fun, especially if you're part of the Facebook group and you post progress pictures, you know. It was really fun. I know when Kim was doing the sapling blanket, she was messaging me, what round are you on now? I'm on round such and such. And, you know, then I'd tell her, oh, I'm on round such and such. It was fun. But even if you're not on Facebook, you can always email me pictures. My email address is down below in the description box, okay? So yeah, I would love to see any of your projects. Okay, so that is the vote as far as which one. So I will have the comments or the votes open until next Wednesday morning, I guess, in a week, you know, so that way I'll tally them all up, and then next Wednesday, you know, for the Crafting with Friends, very next episode, I will let you know which one, which one it is. And what I might do is, I'll check it pretty early on Wednesday morning, and then that way I'll tally up, and then I'll tell, you know, I'll be able to tell you who won, which blanket won the vote. And then I'll even maybe try to get started on it a little bit to show you. Okay, so thank you so much for voting. I think everybody has a fun time doing that. I like to do that also. So that is what's going on with that. So tomorrow I will show that blanket, the sapling baby blanket again in Thursday's video, tomorrow's, because it's a finished object. I have several finished objects to show for tomorrow. I did another animal square, and so those ones with the yellow background that I was doing, like I did a chicken. The first one was a frog, and then I did like a chicken. I think it's a rooster, and then I did. What was the third one I did? I did a frog and a chicken. Now I can't remember, but anyway, I did a dog, a puppy, yeah. And so I've done another one of those, and I'll show that tomorrow. And that one I actually used out of a book, a different book. It's a different designer, but I based the measurements and the stitches per round and all that on the pattern that I'm following, so that way the squares would be the same. But yeah, so I had to alter it just a little bit, but I think it turned out okay. What else? Oh, I've done one of my preemie hats for this month. I got started on them. I made one, and so I'll show that one tomorrow. I need to start another one. And what else? I did a lot on this sapling baby blanket because I wanted to get it finished. And so, yeah, I did the most on that. Oh, yesterday on Tuesday Tidbits, I finished the Crochet With Me Dinosaur tutorial. It's very long, I'm sorry, but I didn't want to drag it out another week. You know, I wanted to go ahead and finish it. And so I went ahead. And so the video was like an hour and 15 minutes or something like that. But you can always, you know, do it up to a point and stop and take a break or whatever, and you know, finish it later or whatever. I thought about dividing it into two and have like a part 4, because it's part 4. So it could have been part 4A, part 4B, but I didn't. I just put it all together. And so I didn't publish. Well, it was not published until pretty late yesterday evening because of the length of it and having it to doing the processing and all that, because I had to do the right hand version and the left hand version. And so I did get it posted, but it was posted last night kind of late. So I will have to think of something for Tuesday Tidbits this next week, something different. So I finished that. I'll show that dinosaur that I made, the finished, from the tutorial. I'll finish that. I mean, it's finished. I'll show that tomorrow as well. So yeah, I have several. I was looking for my notebook here. I have several finished objects, and I'm still working on the dinosaur, the other dinosaur, the crochet along from the Loopy Lamb. I'm working on part 2 still. So I've got it started, but I haven't done a lot on it. It's like the head and body, I think, one piece. And so I'm working on the head, which is pretty good size. But I've done some work on it. And what else? Yeah, that's about it. I need to do my next square because on Thursday I showed the crab square, which is the under the sea crochet along. And so I always like to have the square done ahead of time before the next applique comes out. So I haven't done that, but I did bring the bucket in here with the yarn in it. So that way I can start working on the square and have that done before May, you know, before the new creature comes out, which I think is going to be an octopus. So I need to do that. And that is, yeah, that's it. Oh, I did find out that my grandbaby is fixing to be 3. He's getting ready to be 3 in a few weeks. And so they're having a birthday party for him. And so they decided the theme for the birthday party is going to be a Mario party because he loves Mario. And so I'm going to be I found a small Mario and Luigi crochet pattern. It's not one that I did before. I think these are, the sides are smaller, and I can't remember. They're on Ravelry. They're free patterns on Ravelry. I think there's even a YouTube tutorial for them. I will link them down below in the description box, or just one of them, because you know, they're the same except the colors, I think. But I'll link, like, I'll link the Mario one down below in the description box. But anyway, I want to make that Mario and the Luigi and have that as part of his birthday present. So I need to get started on those. So those will be my next amigurumis that I'll be working on, besides the dinosaur crochet along that I'm doing with the loopy lamb. Okay. Oh, and I already have a Mario mushroom. I have it in my craft room, and he sees it when we go into Mimi's room, and so he has seen it in there. So I will probably include that into the package also. Yeah, it'll probably be way bigger than the Mario. Not bigger than the Mario, but size-wise, I don't know. The scale might be off, but that's okay. And I think that's it. How's everybody doing, or how was your weekend? Hope everybody had a great weekend. Let me know what you're working on, if you have finished or starting some new projects. That's always fun. I love to start new projects. That's why I have so many started at once, I guess. But let me know what you're working on while you're listening to me chatter. And I guess that's it. Come back tomorrow. And oh, I made a pot roast yesterday. So what's for dinner? I have more of the pot roast. I had some at lunch. It's so good. It turned out so good. But I'm not sure. I might cook my husband some fish for dinner. And then I don't like, well, I cook him salmon, but I don't like fish. I'll eat tuna, but that's about it. I mean, it's okay. I like it okay, but I'll probably make myself some tuna, like a tuna pasta salad or something. I don't know. The weather's been hot. I think we have a chance for rain. So it's really hot and muggy, kind of outside, cloudy, muggy, and just something like a cool pasta salad sounds good. So maybe that's what I will eat, with tuna in it. And then I will fix my husband some fish, and that way he can have, I always want to make sure that he has something he can take for his lunch the following day, because he always takes his lunch to work. So he will be able to take the pot roast tomorrow for lunch. Yeah, so that'll work. So that's probably what's for dinner. Okay, now I'm gonna go. Everybody have a wonderful day, wonderful evening. Come back tomorrow. We'll have a visit for the Yarn Joy podcast episode. It's like 300 and I don't know, goodness, 353. What is it? Yes, 353 tomorrow. And I will show you the finished objects that I have, and we'll see what I get to working on before tomorrow. Yeah. Well, I'll let you know what I worked on this evening. Okay, I'm gonna go. See you tomorrow in the next video. Bye.